What's up, hungry homies? I just got back from the gym. I'm all showered in my Christmas onesie, and I'm gonna make some post-workout egg sandwiches. But also, while I eat, I'm pretty much gonna talk about this past season, since we're coming up to the end of the year, and how I felt it went, and talk about some of the footage that I have rounded up, as well as what is in store for 2024. So let's get cracking and a-cooking. So I thought, while I'm eating, I'll talk about my season. This is sugar-free ketchup. Best. And I like this, the PC version, which is in Canada, better than the Heinz no sugar added. I don't know why. This one's made with stevia. I find regular sugar too sweet, believe it or not. Okay, so 2023 season started out a little challenging. My body is always quite slow to, I wouldn't say resistant, but it's quite slow to start off. So I generally take a really long time in prep. So 25 plus weeks maybe. So I would say this prep started somewhere around end of January, kind of like the first week of February. And so I had decided that I was going to do a few more shows this year. I hadn't really done more than, I think in 2018, no, I've never done. So 2018 was my pro debut year. So my very first show was the Toronto Pro Show, where I came fourth in my pro debut. This is 2018. And then I did Vancouver, where I won. So like June, July, I think. And then that got me to the Olympia. So that was the last time that I did 3 shows in 1 year. 2019, I did Vancouver again, where I came 5th. And then I did the Rising Phoenix, Arizona Wings of Strength, where I came 9th, which is okay. I didn't expect to do great there. However, I did beat a few ladies that I had always looked up to. So that was really cool for me. So then COVID happened, and I ended up not competing for almost 4 years, right? Because that was 2019, 20, 21, 22, 23, 4 years. And like in that time, I wouldn't say I had the most progress happen. Gyms were basically unavailable for over a year here in Canada, until I would just said, F it, I'm gonna find a gym and I'm gonna train. And so I had friends that had opened up a gym, and they were being, they weren't being sneaky about it, but they definitely were just ensuring that there weren't a lot of people there at the same time. And this was towards the end of COVID. So I think people had they were over it. Everyone was just over it. So that was kind of, that helped me kind of like start it up again. But still nothing happened in 2020, 2021, 2022. I moved out of Ontario into the East Coast. And then I just decided, basically took that full year, and in 2023 started to prep with a brand new coach, and here we are. So, back to the beginning. It took me a long time to kind of get into prep mode and have my body respond, and it just takes me a really long time to get into the swing of things, and that's okay. So my very first show of the year was the Optimum Classic in Shreveport, Louisiana, which was a freaking nightmare just to get there. So from where I am, I'm in a really small town out east. So there's one airport in town, a regional airport. So it's got 2 gates, and it really only flies in one direction or 2 directions, like to Montreal or to Halifax. And so I had to fly Montreal, from my house to Montreal to Houston? Yeah, Houston to Shreveport. Sir, you are taking up the focus here. Focus on me. To Shreveport, which was insane. And so all by myself. So that was interesting. That was a very long day. And then to get home, it was Shreveport to Dallas, Dallas to Toronto, St. John, my hometown. So that was fun. But anyway, the show itself, I was told there was a lot. Oh, this is gooey. By the way, this is egg whites with fat-free cheese slice. It was an interesting show. Napkin. So it was an interesting show. I feel like the year previous, just from what I had read and heard from other athletes, was better. I don't know if they lost a sponsor or something, but wasn't as well run as that I had anticipated. And especially for my first show back after like a 4-year hiatus, I really wanted something that was going to be seamless, and it was not. Literally everything that could have gone wrong, Murphy's Law, whatever could go wrong, went wrong. My suit broke, which was really disappointing. So I had to ask the very lovely staff of the hotel that I was staying in if I could borrow a sewing kit, and of course most hotels have that. So I had to like sew it back together. I had tried it on like 2 days before the show, because like I don't like to try it on and I'm not quite like fit enough for the suit yet. So that was disappointing. And then I moved hotels the day before the show in time for the host, like the venue. And as I was going there, my friend from BC, who was also competing there, comes into the hotel with her mom, and she's like, "Oh, you should really be careful." And this is like me, Canadian girl, not used to this. "Oh, be careful outside across the street. There's a hostage situation." Just a mild hostage situation. I was like, okay. Not used to that in Canada too often. And also they had a graduation going on, or several graduations going on that weekend, and where we were, so there were metal detectors everywhere. Also from Canada, not used to that. So I had to like, they're like, "I need to see your bag." I'm like, "It's full of rice cakes and a towel, so I can maybe some like salt and a bottle of water." So I don't know, that was really disappointing. But again, maybe I just need a reality check. So that was super strange. As for the competition itself, great group of girls. I thought my placing was not necessarily appropriate for how I looked and who I was standing up against. And I also believe that the top 4 was inappropriate. Not inappropriate, but just like it was it seemed to me there was some favoritism, and maybe because I haven't competed in the United States a ton, maybe that was why. So again, just little old Canadian girl getting a reality check. So I placed 8th in that show. My feedback was bigger back, have my hamstrings, glutes come in a little bit tighter, and they mentioned they thought I had a tear in my quad. And I mean, I've been an athlete my whole life. And I believe I've torn my quad before. Nothing major, like not off the bone or surgery wise, but like I've had several injuries. But I feel like I've had them on both sides because I feel like my quads look relatively the same. So I thought that was confusing, and I thought that was kind of like a weird comment to make. Anyway, so yeah. So after I got home, after too many flights home, Coach and I, back to the drawing board. So now we have like a month before I do the next show, which was Toronto. So I lied. Sorry, just crammed that muffin down my throat. I lied. I didn't go right home after Louisiana or Shreveport, Optimum Classic. I went straight to Toronto. So Shreveport, Houston, Toronto, and where my family lives. So I got to spend basically like 3 weeks with my family, which was awesome because I hadn't seen them since last year or something like that, because we didn't get home for Christmas because of a snowstorm. So it had been a very long time since I had seen my family and any of my close friends there. So I flew there, got to prep at my old gym, which was awesome. And Toronto was a really good experience. It's a super well-run show. Ron Hachey and the Canadian Physique Alliance do such a great job of making everything very obvious and transparent and easy. It's great. Absolute Touch is one of my favorite tanning companies in Canada. The only tanning company I would use in Canada. And if ever they, come to big shows, I will always do my best to book with them. Again, such a well-run company. So that was a great experience also because like 4 of my best friends came, and 2 of them stayed with me overnight, and then one of them surprised me the day of, and then another one, so like 2 months before the show, she lives in New York City, and I was like, I really want Levain cookies. Like, it's on my bucket list of like places to eat if ever I'm traveling. And I was like, you know what? I've dieted for so long. I really want some Levain cookies. So I was like, yo, Amy, I'm going to send you like $70. I'm sure that's going to be more than enough for cookies and shipping up here. So please, I sent that money. And so the day of show, I was pumping up, and I did like a double take. Frickin' Amy delivered herself and the cookies. So that was such an incredible surprise. She's such a sweetheart and a dear friend, was a former client of mine, dear friend of mine. I will love her forever. We may not talk every day, but she's that type of person where I can just pick up and it's like normal. So that was so special. This is just water with some vitamin C because I feel a tickle in my throat because 'tis the season. So Toronto was awesome. First call out up against Amelia, who ended up at the, she won the show. Amelia won. And so she ended up at the Olympia, to second place. Not sure. She looked great. Third place was Emendine Coley, whom everyone is like always so stoked to see. I don't know if she's switching to bodybuilding. She's got a freaking huge physique. She's a short little thing. And what's fun is that she's Swedish and speaks French, and I can get by with French. So her coach at the time, Jacob Jacoby, was he couldn't find her, and I tried to help her and speak a little bit of French to her. So it was really funny. Put me to the test. So she was there. She came third, and I came fourth. So came fourth the 2 times that I've done Toronto Pro Show. So fucking 2024 is mine. None of this 4th place bullshit. I want to make some money. Anyway, we'll get to goals later. So that was really great. It was really fun. Julia Witzel won the bodybuilding, Amelia won women's physique, and the three of us and like all of our little entourage went to dinner. So that was really fun. And then I flew home the next day to East Coast Canada. So that was fun. And then, so that was beginning of June, July, August, September. So I had like another 3 months to really just like, we'll go back. Rewind. My feedback for Toronto was more size, and my conditioning and posing were perfect. So back needs size. So that's now 2 times that I've received that feedback. So is what it is there. So again, 3 months, back to the drawing board, hammer, try to get leaner, and then Arizona Rising Phoenix. So this is now end of September. My boyfriend came with me this time. We stayed at a timeshare that his family has, which was lovely. And we rented a car, so we got to do our own thing. Grocery stores when we needed to, just out and about. So that was really fun. Kind of broke up that like the hurry up and wait that is contest prep or like show week, peak week. So it was kind of nice to go and do stuff. And he got to see a lot of his friends while I chilled at the hotel. So it was nice. We both got to do what we wanted to do. Me, lazy, him, socialize. Perfect. He's the extrovert, I'm the introvert. So competed at Arizona, also a very well-run show. You're so cute. Say hi to Cliff. I came 8th. So placing better than I did 4 years ago. Not what I wanted, obviously. After coming off 4th place and then hitting 8th place is a dagger. However, I do agree with the placing. Not true. I probably think I should have eked out 6th place at least. I think I could have done it better. I think I peaked the day before. I think I looked the best, just according to pictures, the day before the show. Just in my opinion, I don't even think my coach, we didn't talk about this, but just looking back at the pictures, that's where I think I peaked. So that was annoying. I just looked a little washed out and back. I did make improvements. I do think my quads were tighter, a little more lines and definition. But yeah, I think still my best look this year was Toronto. Yeah, so, boyfriend and I did what we wanted to do after. We ate a bunch of food and then we headed home like a solid one day after, like a solid day to hang out in Arizona. And then we went home and I ate like an asshole for probably like 3 days too long. So I'm kind of like in the recovery mode of that. That's so cute. Okay. So I ate too much for too long. I kept up with my cardio. I've been training really hard. The gym has not suffered. I'm stronger. I had just dieted for so long and I was so strict with myself. I needed to let loose a little bit. And I know that's not necessarily the best way to do things and I don't recommend it. And I'm beating myself up about it a little bit. However, this video is kind of going to be the start of me collecting my shit, putting away the negativity and anger and frustration that I have for myself and just saying, it's a new day. It's a new day. Did my cardio this morning. I ate great. Like my pre-workout meal, had a really fucking good back day, and threw in some shoulders and stuff. I just was really feeling it. I'm drinking a carb powder, the Allmax Carbion. Not that much. It's like 20 extra grams during my workout. So I find that I don't necessarily feel the difference in my energy, but I know when I'm putting it, and I know that I'm putting good or something extra into my body, I'm gonna use it. Like I get fired up because I'm like, yeah, like I've got this energy. I'm gonna use it. So I'm ready to, Christmas is coming up, but I'm ready to keep my momentum to Christmas. And then after Christmas, I'll probably be even more strict. I'd like to, my goal for 2024, I'd like to do 3 or 4 shows. Toronto being one of them. I'm gonna try to stay down more of the East Coast. It's just very expensive to fly from where I am in Canada. Canada has the worst prices and the worst airlines. So if anything, I'll fly out of Maine or just keep it real simple, just like right down the coast. So Florida, Atlanta, yeah, I'll go to Toronto just because I can go home and visit family again, but that's the plan. I am getting that Olympia qualification if it kills me. So I'm not going to die though. I'm not going to put that out there. I'm going to do everything I can to go to the Olympia. It's in Vegas in 2024 this year, or this coming year. I'm hungry. I'm really hungry for it. I'm mid-30s and I'm not ready to hang up my suit yet. I feel like my prime years were stolen from me with COVID and being in Canada. So I want to make up for lost time. That's how I want to put it. And I'm working my butt off right now, accepting more and more clients. I don't have a ton of clients, but I'm always open to more clients. I want to start doing one-on-one personal training, and I'm doing a ton of shifts as a server at the restaurant that is not very busy. So I'm at least getting my hours in, doing my best to be as charming as hell. But it's a recession, folks. So people don't really have the money to spend. So I'm doing my best to pinch my pennies. This is another video I'll talk about kind of like the cost of competing and where you can make some adjustments in your finances. But I'm fired up. I'm so excited for 2024. I'm really excited. I'm getting a little emotional about it. I'm really excited. This was the first time that my boyfriend had been to a show at all, let alone one of my shows. And I think he saw how excited I get and how much I put into it. And I think that got him excited to even be more of a support and encourage me to do more. So more, 2024. Oh, more for 24. But yeah, so the feedback from Arizona again was just bigger back and just continue the conditioning. But I generally have some of the better conditioning on the day of show, except for that day. That was the day before. Wow. So Shelby and I will come up with a plan, and I'll get healthy this off season. And the next, December, January, February, probably 3 more months worth of bulking. And then we get to it. So I usually try to start my preps like end of January. My birthday is the end of January. So it's kind of like that's usually the last hurrah. And then I'm into dieting again. I like a nice long prep. But the goal is to be ahead of prep. I want to be 2 weeks ahead. That's the goal. So you can hold me to it. But yeah, so that was just kind of little of where I was, what I'm doing now, and where I'm going. I'm training back probably 3 times a week. I'm doing legs, trying to keep everything nice and tight, and grow, obviously, especially my back. I find I lose my arms when I diet, so we're just trying to get them big now. I mean, everything can get bigger right now. That's kind of where the direction of the category is going. I don't want to get too big because I don't want people to be like, she could probably do women's bodybuilding. I don't want that. I want she is where she should be for women's physique. And now that Sarah got her title back, I think she's her physique this year, I think, was exactly what the division is. I think Natalia has some interesting proportions, and her like conditioning is always there. She's always in shape, but I would like to see her allow other girls to get a chance at the Olympia rather than just, I know she likes to compete, and I commend her for, staying in shape all year round. That's not easy to do. And she competes because she gets, 6 or 10 grand every time she wins. So, I mean, fuck, wouldn't you? However, I do think, her one thing was like she wants to bring attention to the sport and grow the sport. But when girls keep getting bumped and there's no competition, like you show up and she's on the roster and you're like, well, I'm coming second or less. So that's a little disheartening, but that's just my opinion. She's a very impressive athlete, as is Sarah. But there are other ways that you can kind of support each other and other athletes in the division. Anyway, more for 24. That's what we're doing, guys. So please subscribe to my channel. I really would like to kind of grow this and be more, educational, fun, whatever. And just kind of show you my preps and my off seasons, the goods, the bads, the highs, the lows, the peaks, the pits. So subscribe. If you ever want to see something in a video, please comment, please like it. But please subscribe. I don't put out a ton, like once a week at least. I'll put up a short every so often. So I'm not like hammering you with stuff all the time, like really annoying. So I hope that you join me. More for 24. And it's just like, it's more in general. Like I want, more emphasis on, health, more emphasis on competing, more emphasis on my coaching, more emphasis on education. I want to teach people about this because competing is so fun. It's so rewarding, and we want more for 24. Anyway, thanks, hungry homies. I appreciate you. Cliff doesn't care. See you in the next one.